It's been a whole week since that super match of mine. In that big practice, my right arm is pretty beat up. I'm still recovering from a little bit of an illness. Well, not a little bit, pretty significant illness. That's suffering from lung disease and has some bad heart rhythms too. So still getting over that. Lost a lot of weight. So I'm just getting back in the swing of things still. I guess I'm about 3 weeks back into training again, recovering from that super match. Brachialis pains, a little bit of shoulder pain, nothing much. So today, anyways, is Tuesday is my light day or speed day, volume day for arm wrestling, upper back arm wrestling. So let's get started right quick. I'm gonna warm up. Got my shoulders kind of hot already. Did some rotational stuff. High volume, like 20 sets of 20 with band work. So we're gonna start off with some pull ups, do probably 3 sets of 10 or so, and move on into some more lat work. Probably do about 3 sets of 10 to 20. And then I'm going to move into some bigger grip lat work. Also today is also more of my hand work as well. 3 sets of 10 to 20 with that. 3 sets of 20 out the way right quick. I could probably do like 3 sets of 30, but again, this is just kind of a prep warm up. I'm going to go with my vertical grip. My 4x4 is turned up there with a grip like so on my fingers. I'm not going to cup it. I'm just going to put my back pressure into my fingers. Do about 3 sets, maybe 20 or so. About 3 sets of those. Again, on my fingers. Alright, I got 2 lat workouts out the way. The one I just showed. Did probably 3 sets of 10 to 20 on each. Again, today is a volume day for lats. About that 60% effort. I'm going to start transitioning into some cupping with back pressure or lat drag. So let's see if we can't get these little bitty girly hands strong over time. I'm doing both Country Crush grips, the Raptor grip and the Country Crush. Country Crush has the big grips. The Raptor has the 2-inch or slightly over 2 and 2.5 or whatever it is. And then the big handles, the 3+ers or whatever they are. So I'm supersetting those with about 70 pounds or so. So do probably 3 or 4 sets of these. Starting with the Raptor first, and then they'll drop down to the Country Crush. I'm bringing it up with static lat, and I'm bringing it up to my shoulder. You gotta be a little careful with my lift because I got a shoulder injury. I'm gonna drop set to the Country Crush. Oh, yeah. Probably do 3 or 4 sets of those. So I ended up doing 4 sets of those supersets on the cupping with static lats. I'm really lacking in my hand. That's what's really hampering me. Forgot to mention, Tuesday's also a focus on hand and wrist for me today. That equates 50% on the bicep and lat for me, because my hand gives up before, of course, my bicep and lat, like most people. But anyway, so moving from I always like to start my arm wrestling days or upper back arm day from the core out, and the core strength of that is going to be your lat. All right. So we started with our lat, warmed them up, worked through them. We're going through the cupping and lat static. So moving up through the shoulder out to the rear delts and stabilization or whatnot, where a lot of shoulder injuries occur. I'm going into shrugs supersetted with rear dumbbell flies. The shrugs aren't real heavy today. Of course, I'm not Paul Lynn doing 600-pound shrugs. All respect to you, man. I just ain't that young anymore, buddy. But anyways, keeping it just high volume on the shoulders. So definitely, I do agree with Todzilla that the shoulders are a complex thing, and mobility and volume is key on them, especially in our sport. So it's more of a therapeutic thing than anything. So treat them fragilely. I'll probably do about 3 sets or so of these. And I'm kind of pointing down, keep them neutral spine. A lot of people don't practice neutral spine. It's where a lot of neck injuries happen. On a good squeeze at the top where you feel the top of those rotators and traps working. It's not about the weight, it's about how you use the weight. These two, try to get nice little paws at the top. Whew. Where there's delts and lats are burnt. But anyways, that's the whole point, right? So I'm going to do about 3, maybe 4 sets of this, and then we'll move into some of our table work, some of our dynamic work. Kind of torn what I want to work on today for speed. Thinking I want to try some top rolling dynamic effort with some bands, or maybe some back pressure with the chains with a band side pressure. I don't know. We're going to get creative. So at least 2 more sets of these, and then we'll move on into our dynamic effort for arm wrestling. So figure out what I'm going to do dynamically. I'm kind of suffering on my hit, top rolling hit, back pressure, hitting outside. So anyway, so we rigged up the table for right and left. There's my band station, strictly bands today. I'll add and take away as many as I need. I probably ain't gonna need much because this, again, dynamic effort. If your speed starts slowing down, you get too much weight, right? Anyway, so here's how I'm targeting my top roll with the bands. Take my thumb and then go around. Go around. Put one band. I gotta put the phone down just for a second. Alright, there. One band behind the thumb, the index knuckle there. It's set up. I can take additional bands to just go over my hand for additional weight. So, anyways, let's give it a go. 8 sets of 3, both arms. My left arm, again, my side pressure. I got a rotator cuff injury or subscapula, not really sure. It's in the middle of getting looked at. So, anyways, probably just do straight back pressure with it. Let's do a few. All right, let's go. Right arm first. Mainly gonna hit to position for me. I'm not one of these guys that hits to the pad or hits the pin, I guess, just because of my height. It's really tough to do. So we got 2 bands on right now, getting them set. New sets of 3. And like I said, I'm hitting from the outside, coming in and hitting to position. Left. Excuse me, right? Left. I'll try just a tad aside. Pressure. Pad around here. Got my from old Wayne, the legend, one of my coaches here in Mississippi. Appreciate it, Wayne. Still a little scared of it. I'm not really connected. Kind of babying that left. So 8 sets of 3 with that. I'll do a couple more sets on video. I got 3 sets each. 3 sets left each arm. Forgot to mention I'm putting about 30 seconds in between each set. So anyways, I'll do these last 3 on camera. Again, man, I'm shy of a year doing this, and I'm still trying, well, not trying, I'm better connected, but I'm getting better and better. Connection to your lat and having your hand connected to your lat and everything firing off together is, I think, the biggest thing to learn. Especially when you're doing top pressure, side pressure, it's really tough. People try to use that arm a little too much. That's the biggest thing with beginners, and not like myself. We'll just go back to back. It's definitely burning. Good burn, not bad burn. This is something that I think one of the most unacknowledged left-handers or heavyweights in my state is Brad Mann, and he doesn't get the acknowledgement I think he deserves in this state. But that boy there, I said boy, shit, big ass grown man. He's got one of the strongest posts and hardest things, top rolling post he's got. He's just very intimidating, especially with his hand size. His hand size is small for a super heavyweight, but he is, I watched him bust Paul Passmore's hand back last year at Alabama State and bust Josh Riker's hand back, but both those boys just got a little too much arm. Anyways, Brad has a shit ton of potential, and I love to see him really get mad at it. That last one I kind of come unconnected. Sound on the bicep too. I'll drop one of those bands on my left. I need to take care of it. That's my good arm. My good arm's the one that's hurt. One night look like I'm putting a whole lot of effort in that band, but those are different poundage bands, man, and it's much effort as you want. The faster you are, the more the resistance you're going to have or impact on the arm. The more kinetic energy it takes to move that thing. Alright, so I've been running my mouth and lost my count. I think this is the last set. This will be 8 sets of 3 on each arm. next speed day I might do some cupping. Don't know. We'll just see. I like to keep it a little changed up. Something that I'm big on in powerlifting. Something I learned a long time ago. A good guy to follow when it comes to strength training, to be honest with you, in arm wrestling is that Giannis guy. That guy is on point, man. In my opinion. Alright. Let's get to some hand and wrist work on the arm. Moving on to some hand and wrist strength. Gonna work on some towel up pressure with the chain. It's about 50 pounds of chain. And I just tied a knot in the towel there and ran it through the beaner. So anyways, keeping it simple. Taking my hand, just going over the knuckle. Sets of 15 to 20. I may even use some top roll with it. We'll see how it feels. I got, like I said, I got weak wrist. That's one of my handicaps. So give it a go. I'm gonna do 3-4 sets of rising, and then try it out with the rotation or pronation. Set one. Might put a little speed in it. I don't know. We'll see. See how it feels. Oh yeah, feels good. It feels about 45 pounds. It's still quite decent. Just leave it right there. Feels really good to do. Kind of get some dynamic effort in there. Might slow it down a little bit. I may do 2 sets like that, and the next 2 sets slow control and just a pause at the top. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so I did another set of that, kind of being explosive. Going to do these a little bit more controlled, and a couple second pause at the top. I don't know, let's see, maybe 5 seconds, I don't know. We'll see. My man-eater, my alligator on patrol. Yeah, I do 5 seconds. My weight to chain at 48 pounds. About all I can handle. So I'm getting a little nauseous. I'm not 20 years old no more. Yeah, break out extreme right here. It's always that problem, this right bicep. Do one more of those and I'll be done. And off to some pronation. Alright, show y'all what I got. 25, 30 pounds of chain strung out. Got one of my powerlifting bands. One I got is this contraption, right? And I got one of my figure 8s to go around my pronator. So I got down pressure and back pressure. Excuse me, well, down pressure pulling down on my up pressure, right, to strengthen my up pressure, and back pressure on my pronator. So let's see how this goes, man. I think I'm going to like it. Doing sets of 20, 15 to 20 or so. And I can add more weight the further I back up. So let's give it a go. Punching bag's in the way a little bit. It'll be alright. Just sticking my thumb through it like so. Rotating. Make it to 20. Woo! That dude is nasty. Real nasty. And I like it. It feels good. It feels really good. It almost feels like when you got multiple directions workload pulling on you. It really feels good, man. It feels like somebody's actually pulling down on your pronation. Especially in the strap. Wow. Woo! Yeah, I like those. I think I'm gonna put those in there pretty often on this day. So we're gonna probably do at least 2, maybe 3 more sets. I really like them. All right, gonna do 3 sets of drop sets with reverse curls. Not very heavy at all. This is more therapeutic than anything in blood volume. So reverse curls, 20-pound dumbbell, just with the fat grip, and then drop set with a 30-pound with no fat grip. This is for me to work my hand, okay? This has nothing to do with bicep strength. This is getting blood in the bicep, like I mentioned earlier, and for my problem spots, and mainly to condition my wrist and a little bit of my grip. So, anyways, see what we can do. Just set of failure and set of failure. The dog's probably won't walk in front of the camera. Don't help, I got tiny hands. That blood is in there. I'll do 2 more sets of that, and then I'll do 1 more bicep exercise and some shoulder therapy, and then we'll call it a day. Alright, so finish up here. Do some wide grip straight bar, maybe 21s, I don't know. Just to hit that outer side of that bicep and to keep mobility best I can. I'm losing mobility because of training so much pronation. Seen it mentioned before, I think maybe Sid and mine mentioned it or somebody, I could be mistaken. But it's hard to grab a straight bar like you did prior to arm wrestling. So I'm having to grab a little bit wider and put the bar more so there and then across the index finger. So anyways, it definitely targets my pronation a little bit and the outer bicep head. Superset with face pulls. I'm going to do 3 rotations, probably 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes in between. This is just volume and therapeutic stuff, man. So not trying to go heavy. Keep that in mind. This is just for mobility, blood volume, whole therapeutic nature of things. Felt a nice little soothing pop in my right elbow, so definitely wasn't painful. It was actually, it felt good. So there you go. I mean, different position, you kind of put stuff back in place. So it's very important to stay on top of your mobility. Something I neglected the first 10 to 15 years of my power, and I never did mobility stuff at all, and I definitely regret it. It's real therapeutic for rear deltoid weights. And I use my pinky and ring finger to do these. You can definitely feel it in your ulnar a little bit, which is good. Wow. Do 2 more sets of that and we're going to call it a day.